what I'm doing is life changing. It's changed my life.
How does it actually feel being a champion?
It feels perfect. I just knew when I seen him face to face, I probably wouldn't be able to hold my lip, and that's how it was. You know what I mean? I like having a dangerous man in front of me. Do you know? Like I like that.
What exactly goes through your head when you're walking out the ring?
I was going out against the killer, wasn't I? Do you know what I mean? He was just taking everyone out. Them are the fights I want. Do you know what I mean? The dangerous fights. I was just itching again. I've never been so tuned in for a fight in my life. There's just little things happening. I just kept looking up like, there was something like higher power. Do you know, I was a massive underdog on the betting odds and that, and just everyone had me down as just...
What's your lowest ever point? How bad's it really been? Like, what's gone through your mind, what you're doing?
I was at the bottom, and I mean at the bottom. The highs, the lows come after.
What do you think of this other lad, this Kai Stewart?
I feel like I smash him up. He'd take me very seriously.
You're the featherweight champion in the BKFC. That's like a big thing to say. Have you still got the hunger? So today we are joined by the BKFC UK Featherweight Champion, Gary Horny Fox. I've seen it on the interviews, I bring it up.
I know, do you know what it is? I just thought, because what it was I have the fox on my shorts, and it was Ian Freeman, and he said, and he'd obviously Gary, and then just obviously through the shorts said the fox, and people were saying the fox. I was like, it just doesn't sound right after. But yeah, I just had a bit of a laugh after the fight. You know what I mean? And obviously Dirty Fox. I said that because obviously I'm a Leeds fan, so there's dirty Leeds in there. But years ago, it was Fast Dance Fox was always my name. But as the years have gone on, I don't think my hand speed did slow down. But I think I've proved I've still got a bit of speed there now.
I want to go straight in that fight, mate, that you just had, and obviously winning that belt there. I can say it for people who kind of say it is in front of us.
I was in the car. I was being behind the bar in my local pub there for a week. One of his sponsors in the Merlin, and I got it yesterday because I got a few pictures took, and they wanted the belt, so it was just in the car. So I just thought I'd bring it in. You know what I mean?
With that fight with John O'Mate, what were your thoughts before you had that fight?
I was just confident, fully filled with confidence, you know, because I knew anybody who comes with the attitude, you know, like that they're going to take me out, they're going to commit, and I'm not going to have to look for them, and that's why I'm at my best, and I like having a dangerous man in front of me, you know, like I like that. That sort of gives me the extra, I don't know if you would say nerves, but like I'm more switched on. Do you know what I mean? The more danger that's ahead of me, in front of me, the more switched on I am, and the better I fight. Do you know what I mean? So I was confident and ready for it.
I could tell in that fight, right, that you seemed like more of a boxer in that fight. Was that part of the game plan?
Yeah, it was. But that was the game plan. To be, you know, on the move and not staying in. Which I was itching to, by the way, do you know what I mean? But it was drilled into me from my coach, you know, like, give it a few rounds before you start settling and staying in as much, you know what I mean? It was just, you know, fire and move, and, you know, as the fight went on, I was going to start standing with him more, but at that point in the fight, you know, the first round was, like a box, like to box, you know what I mean?
Because I know that with him... Was his last 3 fights all knockouts and all?
Yeah, he stopped.
First round job?
3 rounds knockouts, yeah.
Did that put any more fear in you or not?
Well, it's not fear. Like I said, I don't get the fear. I get more. I like it. Do you know what I mean? Like that's them are the fights I like. You know, I've said it all the way through, and I think people thought it was full of shit. Do you know what I mean? Like them are the fights I want. Do you know what I mean? The dangerous fights, like. Throughout all my life, you know, like fights I've had, you know, outside of the boxing, where the men are fucking 3 and 4 stone heavy than me, the big dangerous men, and I switch on better for that, you know what I mean? And that's the way I beat them, like fast feet, and you know, because if you haven't got fast feet with the big man, he's going to fill you in, isn't he?
Because you've been fighting since you were 13-year-old, haven't you? And
yeah.
But you're 39 now?
39 now.
39. So what did you do differently to prepare for this? Because I know you said on the last podcast, mate, that you've always been the underdog. It's almost like people, other than the people around the northeast, everyone loves you, but there's a lot of people who doubt you. And I think
it fills me with confidence.
I was gonna say that's what it sounds. That's what it seems like.
And all the comments and all, you know, don't forget, you know, all the lead up to the fight for about 8 weeks or whatever, and I was watching all the comments, even from John himself, like I'm gonna put him out the first round, and and I was just soaking it all in. That's why I couldn't really hold my lip on the way in, because I'd watched all the comments all the way through and I wasn't commenting back, and then obviously that was why I thought when I see him face to face, then I'll say something. Do you know what I mean?
Would you, when you seen him and you said something, were you expecting his reaction?
I don't know. I don't know. I was just ready for anything he said. I just I couldn't help myself. But to be fair, I was like on the fence with whether I was going to say anything. But I just knew when I seen him face to face, I probably wouldn't be able to hold my lip, and that's how it was. You know what I mean?
Is it similar to being on the street? Because I know that I don't know if I heard it or watched it, or I don't know if you said it. It was something like having a fight in a car park. Is that how you still?
Well, that's how I've treated my fights before. Do you know what I mean? I was just like getting stuck in, but where I knew on this fight here, I needed to stick a bit more of a game plan than just like people have seen the version of me, like a car park fighter, just coming out and just getting stuck in. Where I have got skill as well, do you know what I mean? I've got speed and I've got a decent boxing brain. The aim of the game is to hit them and not get hit. So that's why I was chucking my shots and then moving my feet. So if you've got quick feet, your hands follow. Do
you think? Were you a bit gutted that you didn't take him into any deeper waters?
Yeah, because that's where I wanted to get him to, into my side. The back half of the fight was going to be my half, in my eyes. I was prepared to, have a few cagey, rounds where I wouldn't care if they were just evens. You know what I mean? The first couple of rounds, because I knew the back half of the fight was where it was going to be my time. You know what I mean?
I think that's where you're going to shine most. I mean, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because you can clearly do the damage early on, but at the same time, you're never going to show what you're truly made of until you tackle the dog end. I was switched
on. I was ready then. I was ready. I was, and I was prepared for the last few rounds. That was when I was going to start turning it up. Do you know what I mean?
Did you have any back and forth, Gary, before the fight?
No, like I said, I didn't really let it happen. But there was plenty of comments where it had been left. But I didn't really reply to. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People would just they'd send me like screenshots and sort of forward things, saying, "Oh, look what he's saying here. You're not going to say now." And I just got beyond a few weeks. I thought, "Nah, I'm not going to say it now. Just fucking let it." Do you know what I mean? Where arguing online's no good to me. Do you know what I mean?
Just negative energy, innit?
Well, nothing can happen, can it? You argue with someone from who's not in front of you. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to argue with someone, it wants to be settled then to me. Oh, exactly. An argument will last fucking 8 weeks is no good to me.
How did you prepare differently for this fight?
Wasn't really. I was more just prepared differently, just in my head. Because I know what I'm doing. It's just how to play it out. It was just the last couple of weeks. In all fairness, even the last couple of days, just a couple of things. Because you can go over and over and over. You can't really go over a game plan for a long time when you know what you're doing. It's just sort of the last few days, this is what we're doing. Drilled it in my head and then just played it out on the day. Do you know what I mean?
So was there any part of you that veered off from the game plan in the actual fight? Because when you're in there...
A couple of times it was... I wanted it to, when I was standing, and I wanted to stay a bit longer, but I just knew, Fano was like... Even before we went out, because the fight I had before that, I noticed the canvas felt like they changed it, compared to the other fights. It seemed really spongy. And I remember saying it to Fano, when we're doing bits of pad work and stuff, and I said, I don't know if it's going to be, we're not going to be able to move as good on this canvas because it's dead soft. And and then on the night, Fano had watched the first couple of fights, or watched one of the fights, and he come in the changing room. He said, "By the way, I've just watched the lad there moving out, in and out on his feet, so don't fucking blame the canvas here." He sort of Do you know what I mean? Like,
got rid of the excuses.
Like, sort of, no excuses here. I want your fucking move. Do you know, like, because, like, in case I got drawn in a fight and tried to blame the canvas, he wasn't having it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so I knew, like, and it was like, you know, he didn't want to see me taking no more damage and out. Like, I think he'd have been happy if, you know, the fight I lost. He'd have been happy if I called it a day then. But I knew I had so much more. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And rather than just going off instinct, just going sticking to a game plan and doing what he knows wins me the fight, and I'd done it and played it out, and he was happy. Do you know what I mean? It's he doesn't smile too often, but I had him smiling anyway.
You alright, people? Hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Here's a random one for you. Most of you who are actually watching this episode don't actually subscribe to it, so just do us a favour, will you? Can you click the like button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss another episode, hit subscribe, all that good stuff, because we go up and down the country to try and bring you the best show possible. We're not messing around here, so please just show some love, will you? Because that's that dog in you, though, innit? Regardless of any possible excuses, you're always going to get through it. That's you as a person, innit?
But getting through it on... It's like I'll always get through it, but it's like there's getting through it, you know, with your face hanging off and just a mess, and where you can get through it like this. And now I've got now, do you know, like if I'd have won that fight there and I was smashed to bits, I'd have probably called it a day. Do you know what I mean? I'd have done it really. I, you know, won the title, and you know, didn't need to take no more punishment. 39. And I would have just thought, right, I've done it now, that's it. But I've got out there, won the way I won, face perfect, hands perfect. Now I'm thinking, like, it could just be the beginning. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say. That's the two different contrasts you've got there. One could have been the last thing you've ever done. And now it's like, it is like you're just starting again.
Yeah. It's like I've just, and I've just proved, like, I've proved something what I haven't proved on fights before. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure I'm tough. I'm sure I can... you know, I can take a shot, and I'm there till the end. And now I've showed, like, I've got some skill as well. And another good thing is the fact that it did only last 2 minutes, because there's still more. Because if that fighter had played a gun 5 rounds, I'd have probably shown more to other fighters. Something that I'd give them more to look at, wouldn't I? More to sort of like. You know, like, look at ways to beat me, where with it being so quick, I've still got things I can show, really, what I didn't get time to show.
But I suppose that's the advantage for you, though, because yes, you would have showed more of your skill set.
Yeah.
However, because you've done it so quick, you've got the question mark.
Yeah.
Like, people just think you're a fucking beast now.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's like,
exactly.
what's he going to do in the next fight?
Next? Yeah. So I feel like there's still more I can show, which I would have showed mind on this fight, but it just didn't go that long.
No, I still think it's a blessing how it's went that way, though, because
definitely.
you've opened up your potential to show that.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you keep stopping people, you just can't keep opening up that potential for longer.
I won't complain with it. Do you know what I mean? It's so it's all good. Like, I'm in a good position now.
How does it feel, Gary? Because obviously I'm a lad from Sunderland, you're a lad from the North East and all, and you're the featherweight champion in the BKFC. That's like a big fucking thing to say.
Oh, it is.
How does it actually feel being a champion?
It feels perfect, honestly. Like, every morning I'm waking up, I'm like, and I'm just happy. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, nothing's a problem now, because it was that important to me to go and win that fight, you know. And I've done it now, where, like, anything else is a bonus from now. Do you know what I mean? Like, that one, a loss to that fight there would have hurt me so bad. Where, like, you know, if I'm to go out and have another big, my next fight, it's going to be miles bigger. But to take a loss on this next one wouldn't hurt me as much as what to lose that one would. Do you get what I mean? Because, like, now I feel like I've done it. Anything else is a bonus. Do you get what I mean?
But the thing is, it's mad to get my head around. Like, there's not a better featherweight than you in the UK.
Nah, there's not.
I don't think that's
I'd
mad.
have beat anyone on that night there.
You
could have chucked another one in after him then.
Who could have really replaced John O today? You know what I mean? So,
yeah, exactly. He was a force to be reckoned with. Do you know what I mean? He was a feared man,
and he wanted it and all.
Yeah, of course he wanted it, and he put everything into it. And
you even heard him saying, like, "Give us one more round," didn't you?
Yeah.
So when you see that as well, and you see that from your opponent, that's what you want. You want to be tested. And what did you even said on the last podcast? You said, "Give us anyone, fight anyone."
Anybody,
you went and did it and done that. How's things changing now going forward? Obviously, is the next thing America?
Well, it's looking like it could be America, or they're having lots of shows in Europe, you know, Spain, and there's one tonight in Dubai. They're all over. It's like it says worldwide now. It's massive. But I know who Kai Stewart. It was the world champion. He fights tonight. I think he's had 7 in America, and I think he's sick of America, and obviously I'm sick of the UK. So if that fight happens, it could end up being, you know, on a somewhere in between. Do you know what I mean?
How was, again, for people who didn't really know the sport or the interested in how things change, what's the money like at your level now?
Oh, it's good money, yeah. It's good money, mate.
It's life changing.
No, it's not life changing money, but it's the full what I'm doing is life changing. It's changed my life. Do you know what I mean? It's like money's not everything to me. Do you know what I mean? It's just but what this here has done to my life has been life changing. Yeah, big time.
What is the contrast? 'Cause I know that you've said before, like you'd have been on heroin or been dead or out. Like, is that true?
Yeah, it's just like I was at the bottom, and I mean at the bottom. Do you know, I was living on people's couches, and I just had nothing. Just fucking fell out with people, and just suicidal and that. Do you know what I mean? Like badly. And just to see like where I've come now, it's like I said. This is why I know like. This year I've done it. I've changed my life around, and do you know what I mean? And it's it's a big thing for me.
This is what I love, mate, and this is why I do a podcast speaking to people like yourself, because like not only have you been at the lowest of the lows, you're experienced the top of top of the country. There's anyone better than you, so it's like to look at
and
that
to experience it. Like if it had been the other way around, would have been so. It wouldn't have been like to experience it after where I've been at the bottom. Do you know, it just feels so much better. Do you know what I mean? I haven't just had a plain sail in life and then come to win this. It's like I've been, you know, like peaks and valleys and fucking hell. I've been some very low places. You know what I mean?
When you say them low places, I know you said like you've been suicidal and stuff. What's your lowest ever point? How bad's it really been? Like what's gone through your mind? What you doing? Are you acting on anything, or is it just thoughts?
Oh, just like I can remember once being in a house and in the house. Like a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, and you know, there was always a bedroom there for I need to stay in. And I can remember just like couldn't sleep. Obviously, always been a bad sleep, but adding drink and drugs and that fucking hell, it was just like wide awake on the couch, and I can remember like just jogging towards another town, just to knock on a few doors to see. And I can remember just jogging over like a bridge, like over the motorway, and just thinking I'd just jump over it. Do you know what I mean? And just like, but I think, but it's very high, but not high enough to guarantee you're going to die. So I think that was the only reason I never jumped over it. Do you know what I mean? That's how like.
So if the bridge had been high,
I wasn't running home because I didn't have a home to run to. Do you know what I mean? I was running just to find a couple of houses where people are generally up. Do you know? And I just like, and just fucking that like just that I was that low, mate. Do you know what I mean? But. I think, but the people around me at the time, you know, the people who are there for you when you're that low, like, you know, I've got so much like love for them now. Do you know what I mean? Do you know, because and they're all absolutely buzzing for me now. Do you know, because they've seen it themselves as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I was finished. Do you know what I mean? That was it.
You almost feel like you owe the belt to them, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and like I said, that's why I gave the belt to my pal who was in the ring after the fight, because obviously without him, he's the main one. Do you know what I mean? It's just like and just the times he just tried, and you know, it was just like. But he seen all this, you know what I mean? He knew all this. He just like sort of played like. He had ideas of all this. This is how he got me back to the gym, and then got me in touch with Danny, and you know, he seen like there was potential for it all to play out how it did, but like, and look how it is now. Do you know what I mean? I'm like looking at a world title shot, and do you know what I mean? It's major, like. You know,
it's funny
from how low I was.
Well, it's really apparent. I know you've mentioned him as well, but even with Danny, obviously we both know Danny. You're obviously very close to him. He's been quite apparent in your story, because obviously I've had him on the podcast as well and spoke the pair years, and Danny's a mate of mine, and he's a good lad, and he speaks very highly of you, and you speak exactly the same about him. And with that, what was that like for him to see? Because obviously he's been in jail together. You know what I mean? You've just missed each other. You went through that mad life.
Like I say, he said afterwards. He said when I was walking out the ring, he said he was nervous to death. He said no, and I feel that the same nerves like what I said when I walked my brother out. I got nerves from my brother's fight, where I can't remember having it since I'd been a young amateur, a young kid, like for myself. I think you get them nerves for others when it's out of your hands. Do you know what I mean? Like I had nerves for my brother because I know I can rely on my fighting ability and my chin and that. And so when it's like somebody you love who's out of your hands, you can't really, you wish you could just jump in their body and do it for them. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
where it's like, where it's out of your hands. You know what I mean? So, and he said he was nervous for my fight. Do you know what I mean? But obviously there was extra nerves because I was going out against the killer, wasn't I? Do you know what I mean? He too was just taking everyone out. Everybody he hit, he was just putting away. So I think that'll be an extra for people to have the nerves for. But I was asking for that, wasn't I? I was saying, come and knock me out to anybody. Come and knock me out. Do you know what I mean?
That's why I kind of credit you enough, mate, because you're not just like in here talking the talk. You know what I mean? You're doing it, you're acting on it, and you're actually delivering the results that people want to see.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm seeing your fan base grow daily and all.
Well, that's why I was liking. That's why I was liking what I was saying, because I was just thinking like, and I was a massive underdog on the betting odds and that, and just everyone I'd be down as just, and that. But I thought, like, I don't know where people get the idea from that they're going to come and knock me out. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've never given nobody that idea. I was just thinking, like, in my head, so the more I was getting sort of laughed at what I was saying, I was just thinking it's all going to just let time pass and I'll prove everybody. You know what I mean?
It's mad because I know that I've spoken to a lot of different athletes, boxers, fighters, and a lot of them, they're there for the fighting and nothing else. Obviously with you, there's not a man who I know who isn't into his fighting who doesn't know who Gary Fox is. And I think that's mental to think, because I know a lot of people who are fight fans, and everyone I know, everyone I've spoken to, and I speak a lot about the BKFC, you're the name that gets thrown around all the time. How does that feel? Because obviously your profile is growing now. Yeah. Is that something you wanted as well, or does it not bother you at all?
I don't. I like it now because I get a lot. Like I said, there's nothing but nice messages come through, and a lot of people sort of, they're looking at me and they're looking up to me and they're getting a bit of advice, or they're down and they're like, oh, like I'm giving people bits of, like helping people out who, I know it's only over messages, but if any, I'd help anyone, because I've been there before. But it's like where in the beginning, I didn't even want to get Instagram in the beginning when I first had a fight coming up for BKFC, but they told me I had to promote the fights, so I downloaded it just for BKFC only, and it's just like I hated it. Do you know what I mean? But now it's just come to the point when I think I hated it, but I think I hated it myself as well at the time. I was just like, I was happy I had a fight sorted and stuff, but I just didn't realise it was going to come to what it came to. Do you know what I mean? So now I'm like sort of now I don't mind it. I'm enjoying it. But anyone writes anything fucking negative, not just laugh at it. Really, do you know what I mean? Like, but I don't see a lot of negative now.
But even the negative, mate, they're not doing what you're doing, so it's like they got, know what I mean, let them crack on with that. How do you mentioned about, the canvas was a bit softer.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of different fighters say this, it's a nightmare because it's like you're moving like treacle.
Yeah.
How do you adapt to that?
Well, just like, you're not as much on your toes like when you're an amateur, but it's just, in my eyes, it's the same for him as it is for me. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. I just, truthfully, when I got in, I just sort of like had a little, you'd probably be able to see it if you look, I just had a little move about, just like I had a couple of minutes to sort of get used to it, but bouncing in and out, just enough to get a foot in and out of distance is all I need, just a foot in and out, and I just sort of had a little, I thought, right, I've got it, yeah, just you know what I mean, just to have it in your mind that it is soft, and do you know what I mean? Yeah, just adapt to what you've got, really, isn't it? It's just the same as what you would if you had a man in front of you and he was tall, or you had a man in front of you and he was short, or whatever. You got a short time to adapt. Because obviously it's the same for both of you.
That's the thing, mate. I think seeing what you've done, and like, even, mate, I didn't even want, when you won the fight, I didn't even want to message you because I was thinking he's gonna have loads of people all over him, all that type of shit. Obviously I was desperate to get you on the podcast, but when I'd spoke the other day, I was thinking it couldn't have come at a better time. Couldn't have come at a better time, because at the same time I thought his profile's gone up here. I didn't want to be that, like, didn't want to look like I'm a leach, you know what I mean? Oh, Gary, gonna get you back on now. You've got that. Do you know what I mean? Because
it was like saying, it was yesterday we spoke, and I'm like, I said, yeah, come, and then it's an early one like this, isn't it? So, but I just got some pictures took yesterday for like a sponsor, and so I got my hair cut, and obviously I had the belt in the car, and then when you said, oh, in the morning, I thought, well, if I just had a haircut as well, I thought, fuck it, I'll just go get it done.
Are you getting approached for other podcasts in that minute?
Yeah, but like there's a few leading up before the fight where I sort of just like I was, once it gets too close to fight, you're not really, but I would do a few there now. Do you know what I mean?
Because I think there'll be definitely, if they haven't already, there'll definitely be a few big uns reaching out to you now as well. And I would just see it as much as your profile's grown, I would just lean into it, mate, and just try and just cream it, because again, you just never know what can happen. You know what I mean? Now we just obviously take every single moment, enjoy it, whether it's grow your following, keep knocking people out, keep doing what you're doing, just doing all that things. Because
this is what I'm doing now. It's like there's no getting away from it now, isn't it? It's like just there, we've just come out the end, the lad just pulled me in the street there, and you know what I mean? It's like there's everywhere I go now, there's people getting pictures and that, and but it's good, really. You just got to soak it up, haven't you?
It's like, to witness that, mate. It's like, I've seen you for 30 seconds and someone's already asking for photos. It's mad. How does it make you feel when you get that?
It makes me feel good, yeah. It does make me feel good. My pal always laughs, like, he is fucking celebrity and that, you know what I mean? But takes the piss now. But it's like, yeah, you don't want to, like, snub people off like that and be known as a idea. Do you know what I mean? It's like, obviously, stand there and have a bit of crack with people. And like I said, it's the same when people message. I'll always have time to open the messages and reply to them. Do you know what I mean?
And as well, mate, you've got to remember, like, as much as you're doing the graft and you're doing the business in the ring and all that, them people are the people who give you a profile as well.
Exactly,
them are the people who are paying for tickets or watching you or talking about you or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I think it's always good to see that, because I have met people where they didn't like to do all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And like, even with a podcast, mate, I might have said it on the last one, but I've had people asking me, shit. I'm like, mate, it's only a daft podcast. But it's like, oh, what you put? I've seen him on it. And it's like, it makes you feel a little bit weird, because I'm like, oh, it's just a podcast, a bit crap. But I can't even imagine what it'd be like when you're one of the toughest men gone. Like, that must be a good thing for your ego. Like,
it's good. Like I said, I love it. Like, when I'm out when we little lad, or you know, and the people come out, like, they'll come over. Oh, he's Gary Foxon, or they're coming. Like, we went out to have some food in South Shields the other day, and it was a restaurant I'd never even been to before. And there was a lad, like, looked over and he said, oh, it's Gary Fox, like that, shouting over, and then I could see my little lad's face, like, smiling that. He loves it, like, do you know what I mean?
That's unbelievable, man. I bet you never thought years ago how much of an inspiration you'd be to young kids. Do you know what I mean?
No, but it's like, I've always enjoyed, like, you know, fighting and stuff, and now it's like, it's good to see that other people enjoy watching me do it, do you know what I mean?
That's the thing about you as well, though. Like, not blowing smoke, mate, but you're exciting to watch.
Yeah.
I think that's part. It's not just because you're a decent lad. It's like, it's the fact that your ability's evident. We know that. Yeah. But it's like, what's he gonna do? How's his fight? That's the thing. It's like, you watch any sport, there's always that one person, and you're definitely becoming, to me, one of the people who are like, fucking hell, what's he gonna do? Yeah. You need to replace that for a gold one, and all that's gonna be happening soon. Yeah. What do you think of this other lad, this Kai Stewart?
I think he deals with people. He beats them. He's 7 unbeaten. He's a bit of a jack in the box. Like, he's a bit of a unorthodox sort of style. But he seems like like, not like man yet. I don't know. He'd be 25-year-old, but he just seems like a boy. Like, his body, he's just, I don't know. He just doesn't. I feel like I smash him up. I feel like I could smash him up. And I know that's what a fighter's attitude is, just feel like they smash. But I do. I feel like I've got the beating of him. But I know he's cracks at all these bums, and, like, in the past he's given me a bit of grief, like, as if I'm no good. But the last thing I seen him mention of me, like, he gave me a bit of credit, like, he's, like, saying it looked like an awkward style to train for and stuff. So I think he would take me serious. He'd take me very seriously anyway if it comes off.
Well, I think anyone who fights is going to take you seriously, mate. It's going to be a long night for anyone. Isn't it?
They're in for a hard time if they don't take me.
Do you know
serious.
what I mean? You know, since the fight with Jono, have you spoken to him since?
Well, I've seen he's had like I've never spoken to him, no. But it wasn't me having the arguments with him anyways. Do you know, like it wasn't me doing the call outs to him. I never have really. Do you know what I mean? But it was Jono and him were having quite a bit of back and forth arguing, and it was throughout the full camp ahead of my fight. But all the whole time I was thinking it's not happening. Do you know what I mean? So it was like that work was getting done for me in my eyes. I thought just let them argue on, because obviously when I go and beat him, it'll be me next. You know what I mean?
What do you think the future of the sport looks like? Do you think it's in a healthy place, the BKFC?
Oh, definitely. It's grown massive, isn't it? It's huge. I still don't. It's still nowhere near as big in the UK as what it is other places in the world, but it is getting there. Do you know what I mean? When I was in that show in Marbella, it was just like something off a film. Bigger than any boxing show, and I've been to some huge boxing shows. It was 10 of them, 10 of every one of them. I mean, look now, there's a massive show in Dubai. Conor McGregor involved in that, do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I woke up with a message of Conor McGregor on Instagram the other morning, man. It was mad, just...
That feels mental. That.
Yeah, mad.
What did he say?
It said, congratulations, guys, our new featherweight BKFC champion, legendary or something. You know what I mean?
It's unbelievable.
Mad, yeah.
Getting noticed by people. Like, I mean, obviously they knew you were anyway.
But I followed him for a while, for a good while, and I noticed he followed me back first. I was like, fucking hell, Conor McGregor's following me, and when I looked at my fucking messages, you know what I mean?
Crazy. Is there anyone else like with big profiles who were following you who you never thought would?
Yeah, there's lots of fighters and stuff follow me and stuff. Yeah, there's loads of blue ticks all the time following me and that. Yeah, just getting bits of messages on that, and yeah, it's good to see that people enjoy watching me do what I do. Do you know what I mean?
What do you think the future is for people like Danny Christie, Aggie Faulkner, all these lads? Rico Franco.
Oh, it's big. Look like Rico Franco's doing it in Italy, isn't he? So, do you know what I mean?
He's fighting in Rome.
He's fighting Sweeney, Jimmy Sweeney.
Is it in Rome?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, it is. But on a big card. I mean, and like I said, it's once you get in them cards, you know, like you say, that's back to back now. It's his second one. He's fought in Marbella now and get one there. So I mean, I'm ready for one of them cards now. I've had 6 fights in 2 years in the UK, so I'm ready for something big abroad now. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't get up for another fight in the UK, because I've done it, and this is the highest point I'm getting in the UK now. Do you know what I mean?
What do you think the future is for Danny and all? Because I know that eventually, well, he was going to walk away from the BKFC, and then he was looking at it again. What do you think his future is? What do you want to see him do?
He's getting a big fight. I don't think it's announced yet, so I can't really say on it.
No, that's fine.
And I wouldn't want to be the one to fucking.
I didn't say no.
But it's on. He's getting another big fight, so another headline fight. So that's back to back headline fights for Danny for a while now. That's how I want to be. That's all. You know, my next fight will be a headline fight. I feel like I'm a headline fighter. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know, just same as what Danny is.
What's your thoughts on Mick Terrell?
Mick Terrell, he got caught flush with a shot. What I don't think any man
got out of that.
Nah, definitely not. And I can't wait to see him back. Do you know, it's just like these things happen. You know. It's bare knuckle fighting, man. Do you know what I mean? You can, and he's a fit man, and he's fast. And I just think he goes in to his next fight, and he'll take them out. He'll take whoever out. Do you know what I mean? He'll get himself back in the mix.
I think he's insane. Honestly, I think he's like.
He's such a nice man as well, isn't he?
I've never met him, you know.
Have you not?
No, I've never met him, mate. I'll have him coming on the podcast soon, but he's there's just something about his style that I think he's a proper like.
He's quick for the size of him.
That's what I mean. He's massive, isn't he? You know.
First time I watched him fight was he fought from South Africa in Newcastle, and I couldn't believe it. Like when they got in the ring, I was thinking fucking like big men these, and just how quick he was. He bust a man to bits, and he was an absolute mess. That's when it was before I'd had a fight this. And I can remember seeing them, and the ref kept letting it go for a good while. And he stopped them in the end, but it was an absolute mess. And this is when I thought, fuck, I like this. This is a bit of me. This, you know what I mean?
What do you think of all the YouTube beef and all that, Gary? I know you didn't get involved in all that, but what's your thoughts on it all? Because there's loads of. If you don't know by now, I run a business called The Content PT. I create content for influencers, PTs, online coaches and fitness brands all around the world. So if you are someone who's in need for sexy content for your social media, or you really want to maintain a competitive edge in your industry, drop me a DM on Instagram.
I don't even have a YouTube account, mate. People have to send me them to say, watch this or watch that. I don't, it's fucking not me, all that, like.
No.
No, it's YouTube shit now. But I watch the ones what members of my pal send me, say, oh, look at this, like, some of it's funny, isn't it? That's what I mean, man. This computer fucking beef, well, nothing, for me, if I was having beef on the computer, I would have to have that from that starting. I'd have to have linked up with this man and be on the way to each other by the end of that fucking day, or I wouldn't sleep that night.
Aye.
So I mean, it's like, for me, if someone's going to call each other, it's real. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's fucking get met up then. Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't sleep and settle at night having an argument with someone. It needs sorting. Do you know what I mean?
I know that you said on the last podcast when you were younger and stuff, and you were getting in like fights and all that in the streets and all that type of stuff. Have you noticed? Obviously, I know you're not getting involved in that now, but have you noticed that people test you less now because I
go less places now. Do you know what I mean? I don't really go out or nothing. And do you know, like, it was Friday night last night. I had no kids, and I was just like, people were ringing, oh, we in the Merlin, or we here, over there, and I was thinking, fucking can't it be fucking tuned, man? Do you know, if there was ever a time I'd be going out, it would have been like last night. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I had no kids, and I just chilled on my own, and I was happy as fuck. Happy as well.
If you can live with yourself and you're happy, mate, that's the main thing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I think that's one of the skills in life, mate. If you're comfortable to a point where you don't need them external bits and bobs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I'm at that point now, like, definitely.
Is this way of life, regardless of fighting, what you want to pursue? Like eating clean, looking after yourself, still training, or are you only living this life to fight?
No. Don't get me wrong. In the beginning, like, I was still. My first few fights, I was sort of mixing. I was nearly getting there. I was feeling good, but I was still planning little bits of things. Going having drinks here and there, and then it was sort of like gets one drink leads to another, and then ends up back. And then it was sort of like I needed a fight day to get myself back on the wagon and back training. Do you know what I mean? Where now I'm just, like for a good 9-10 months, I've just been living the life, and I feel miles better for it.
I want to talk about that Jono fight again, mate, because obviously that's been the biggest fight of your career, and it's where you are now. What exactly goes through your head when you're walking out the ring? What's actually gone? Because again, people want to know what's gone through the mind of a champion.
I was just itching to get in. I've never been so tuned in for a fight in my life, and then I was just absolutely tuned in, and I knew I was winning that fight. I just knew. And it was like, when I was backstage, it seemed to last a while. They had the music on for a bit and stuff, and they had so I was stood waiting just to go out, and they had a song, I Predict the Riot song. Mm-hmm. It was on, it was getting played. So obviously it's a lead song. It's a lead song what they play, and so at one point it was on for a bit, and I was thinking, have they not got my? Because I give me song what I picked to a lad to send in. To them for my ring walk, and I was playing that much. I thought to myself, have they not got that song? Is this my fucking tune? Because like normally, so I just leant down. I seen one of the lads on the microphone. Like it was working. I said, leant down. I said, is this my song here? Am I walking out now? And he went, no. It's on next. But if he said yes, I was just gonna walk out. And just where any other time I'd have been fucking fuming, thinking I want my fucking song on. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Where that I was just that fucking tuned in. I wanted to get in the ring. That I just wanted to get in and get to work. Do you know what I mean? Where if they said, "Oh yeah, this is your song," and it was wrong, I was just gonna just go out, walk out and just do my ring walk, and I wouldn't have give two fucks. And I wouldn't have give two fucks. Where any other time, like I just thought, like. That would have bothered me big time. I'd have thought, I can't believe they put it would have bothered me that much. It probably would have affected me in the first opening round of the seconds of the fight, I'd have been still fuming from the fucking ring walk. And I took a punch in the face just to wake me up. Do you know what I mean? Where I just didn't care. If he said that, yeah, this is your song, that's it, I was off. I was just going to take the walk, get in the ring.
Are you picking the same song all the time?
I always pick different songs, man. I don't know, just whatever I fancy. Always like an old school banger I like.
Is it something you've been training to, typically, or is it something you
No,
stay
well, I like the sound of it. I'll listen and I think, I fucking like that. And once I pick it, like say a month out, I'll think that's the song. I'll just pick it. If I need a clipping, I'll get somebody to clip it to where it needs to be. And then that's my song and I don't listen to it again. Otherwise, you listen to it that many times, you get sick of it and then you want to change. Do you know what I mean?
I get
and then when it actually comes on, you're like, fucking yes, let's have it. You know what I mean?
Did you celebrate?
After the fight? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a few drinks after the fight, it wasn't planned it out, but just in the hotel, I had a few drinks, and then when we come back to my local, it wasn't planned. Me and my pal were driving down, do you know, like, because we mentioned it all the time, you know, like, how good will it be winning, you know, like, 'cause it meant as much to him as it did to me, do you know what I mean, winning this fucking title, just, not just winning the title, like, just getting my life pulled around big time. There's like there's lots more to it than just winning that title, but that was a highlight of everything, do you know what I mean? It's what we set out to do and we've done it. And so like over the months of training, and we're saying, oh, imagine this, and imagine we're fucking on the way back, and we you know, like, we've gone over this like moment, do you know what I mean? Like just like talking.
Like it's like you've already lived it, innit?
Yeah, and we were just driving down the waterway. Remember, we were just coming over the Middlesbrough, like the end of the flyover, and like but I had a few phone calls. They're all in our local pub. Oh, we're here. Are we coming in? You know, well, I said it wasn't planned. And anyways, we're just coming over the flyover like that, and we just both looked at each other, just burst out laughing. It was like we'd done it. Do you know what I mean? We just couldn't control us laughing, like, we're laughing our heads off. We were just like, I don't know what the fuck. We just both knew what we were laughing at, but just we just looked at each other like, it was just like, we've done it. Do you know what I mean? We just fucking couldn't stop laughing. We went in the Merlin, and like I said, we had at the end of people that was on Snapchat and that, and people were saying us in there, and it wasn't a big plan. Just end up like full of the place was full. It was just everyone had their belt over their shoulder, tops off, and that. It was hellish.
Do you see that there, Gary?
I had a sore head the next day. On the Monday, I had a proper sore headache, and I was like, and then I think it was my mum or something. He said, "Are you sick? You've had a drink now?" And I like, but I was just thinking, how could I be sick? I was just like, I thought if you'd have went back a couple of weeks ago, I thought, right, you've got a bad headache off the drink. You've got a belt and a fat lug, and that's it, and you're the fucking champion. Would you take that? And I took that all fucking day long in the day. So I thought, how can I be sick here? Do you know what I mean? I was just like, I've got a fucking headache. I've done what I went to do, so I was happy. Do you know what I mean?
Do you see that thing you said there, Gary, about when you were in the car and you were laughing and that?
Yeah.
That, I believe, is the thing that people chase off drugs.
Ah, it is, man.
That one feeling that you've got
that. Like that. What was, mate? It's just like that. That. Loads of little things like that. Just, it was mad because it was like, even leading up to the fight, it was like for a couple of days there was just little things happening. I just kept looking up, like, there was something like a higher power. Do you know what I mean? Like just little things, and I was just like thinking, I'm winning this fight, and it got boiled right the way down to the night before the fight, after winning and all the rest of it. Sometimes it always goes off the night's sleep I've had it. Sometimes I can't sleep. I've always been a bad sleeper. And I was laid there, and I was in and out having little pisses, and I was thinking, fucking, because I've got right up to, you can fuck it at the last minute. If you had a bad night's sleep the night before a fight, all them months of training could just be fucked at the last second. Do you get what I mean? And I remember just even laid down thinking, like, like all the little things that were happening, and I was just like, and I remember just laid there thinking, well, if it's not to be, you're not going to fucking sleep, simple as that. And I remember just lying like that, and before I knew it, it was like that. And I just noticed at the top of the curtains, it was fucking all the light coming through. I thought, fuck, I didn't check the time. Went, had a little piss, come lay back down, and back asleep again. And I looked at the clock, the time, and it was just like I was getting told over and over that this is. I was. Do you know what I mean? Like there was no way I was losing that fight. Do you know what I mean?
It's fucking mad. It was clearly meant to be for
Yeah,
you, honest.
100%. But like, put some work in mind. But just put some work in. But just what I needed to do, not overdid it. That was a big problem before, overdoing it in my head and overdoing it just training wise.
Do you mean like going through the scenarios and that?
Yeah, just like overdoing it is in like just thinking like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do another session here, I need to do this, do you know, like, and just like doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, like where I know how to fight. Do you know what I mean? So just going to the gym, like 4 or 5 times a week's enough. As long as I'm like happy and you know I'm sleeping and healthy. Do you know what I mean? The rest I can do. Do you know what I mean?
You know, when you celebrated, was it a proper session?
No, it wasn't like a proper session like it used to be. Do you know what I mean? Like out me nothing that. It was just like.
Were you tempted though? Was it part because like you've got all that adrenaline? Not were you not just thinking, just got a gun for it? Here?
I don't know. I just was that much people around me who were just like. We're all on the same wave, just high in life. I won the title, and just like, you don't need to get any higher than that. Do you get what I mean? Because you start taking substances to get higher, and then you fucking don't have to get lower. You know what I mean? The highs, the lows come after. You know what I mean?
You know when you were saying like you'd achieve what you've always wanted to achieve and that, have you still got the hunger?
Oh, definitely.
Gone world level now.
Yeah, because like, I'm still at the minute. I'm still like sort of. I'm still in my last fight. I mean, my head's still in with that. I'm still enjoying. I'm still like happy and so like look, I'm doing this now and I'm at a show tonight. A special guest. Yeah, it is Saturday, isn't it? Yeah, tonight. Yeah, I'm still punched drunk. Yeah, tonight. You know, and I'm still on the high from my last fight, but as soon as. You know, and Kai Stewart fights tonight, and it'll be good to see what he says in his post-fight. Hopefully he wins the fight, and we get something going with that fight, which I think it will. I really do think it will. But then once it does come a light, and if it does get, you know what I mean, then I start thinking about the next fight. And then obviously I'll start getting really tuned. Like, then the likes are like, this being the highest point in my career, like I'll just go out the window then because then I'll be just thinking of the next, you know what I mean, the next step. You know what I mean?
So you're back training already?
No, I'm not back training, but
are you having a couple of weeks out?
I've had, well, I'd like I said, I didn't have like a big, heavy sort of camp or took it out of me because I was just on the level with fitness now, just staying like I'm always like 70% in the gym all the time now, so I just need them couple of weeks. I've had a couple of hard sessions, but loads of rest really. So it's not like I'm needed, it's not like I've trained like where I need like a week off. It's not like I had to fight where I need the week off either. But I've just been busy. I've had my kids most days, and but yeah, I'll be back to the gym. If Joe, I was going to come a bit later. I was going to go to the gym before I came here. So
right.
But obviously, because it was early and it's about an hour travel, I haven't bothered. But I would have trained this morning.
Did you treat yourself when you won? Did you treat yourself?
What do you mean?
Did you buy out? Did you?
Yeah.
Just something to say I'd done well. I know you've got the belt and all that, but just a little gift from you to you.
No, I've got this trackie. I got this trackie. When the metro said I got this trackie. Yeah.
Out you could have bought a trackie.
And the trainers as well. Yeah, tracking trainers. But no, just not yet anyway. Not yet. I haven't been paid yet anyway.
You know, if Kai Stewart, I know this because we're going to put this podcast out straight away.
Yeah.
But obviously the result will all be out. But if Kai Stewart doesn't win, who are you looking at?
Just whatever the offer, really. Just.
Are you still on that? I'll fight anyone. Not
yeah,
bothered.
I am, but I'm still. I'm also on like if it's not a fight, what's bent like a. I've left it down to Craig and Fano. Like what they said is before this fight, like, see, like they just said like leave it with us, like leave it to us, like, don't like go because normally I'm itching for another fight. But I was always itching for another fight because I knew I needed another fight there because it kept me on the healthy and training and like kept me on the good, kept me away from drinking and stuff. Where now I don't need that to keep me away from drinking. I'm doing sound and I'm you know. So it's not so much that now. So the longer away it is when I do fight, that's probably the better, really. Because I'm just going to keep doing well, living clean and healthy. You know, and doing what I'm doing anyway. You know, I don't need to rush fights in. But the fact that I haven't got injuries, and stuff, I could be good to fight. You know, just soon, really. I'm the best I've been after a fight, really. Do you know what I mean? The last couple of fights, it's been a good while since I've had a cut now and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I was going to say that's what blows my mind, Gary, about that. Like, because at the level of the fight you've just had, to see you just leave marks on you, it's mad. It's mad to see that. It's almost like you haven't had a fight.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but and that's why it's like. But the way I'm doing my camp now, it's not like a camp. I'm just keeping fit. So I don't need to have like I haven't had like so much of a hard camp and hard fight where I need a couple of weeks off and just ease back into it. And I know I've lost no fitness, and I know do you know what I mean? I eat healthy all the time. Do you know what I mean? So it's all good.
Personal life, Gary, how's everything gone?
Yeah, everything's sound. Like I said, just spend plenty of time with my kids and stuff, and yeah, everything's sound. Like I said, just keep myself to myself now. Don't really go far, just family and kids, and do you know what I mean? And like I said, I didn't have the kids last night and just chilled out.
Do your kids want to fight when they look at you?
I think my son will fight, like my youngest son.
Do you want him to?
Well, I would like him to box. Yeah, I would never let him do bare knuckle, like. But yeah, I think it's sort of, well, look at the way kids are now these days. You know what I mean? It's like they're either, you know, they're either just locked into their computers or causing trouble, and so it's like I think it wouldn't have to be boxing, but any sport. I would push kids to do sport, any sport, as long as you're doing something, going to the gym and doing something. You know, so
what I mean, I know I take
him to football. He loves football. I take him to football. You know, if he stuck in with the football, I'd be happy with that. I wouldn't say, oh no, I'd rather you fight. Do you know what I mean? Definitely not. But I think when you watched him on that little way in there when he walked out and had his hands up, I just see him being a little fighter, kind of.
It's mad that, you know. No, that's what I mean. It gives you like goosebumps, doesn't it? I know you're saying any sport, but why? I know he's only young, but why not bare knuckle? Is it because of just the damage involved?
Just the damage in that, yeah. And
but look at you, you're coming out of fights without it.
I know. Like I said it, but bare knuckles, it's a hard one to go into as a first sport, bare knuckle, because you get that much damage where you couldn't go from bare knuckle to boxing, I wouldn't imagine. Well, not many. But I just think boxing it gives kids you meet good people, and everyone's, like, some of my longest friends have been through the boxing, do you know what I mean, and stuff, and yeah, it's just like, and I think you'd be a good little fighter.
Gary, I want people to see that bare knuckle featherweight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, can you show that camera? Just pick it up. If you pick that belt up and just show that camera there, because it's weighty as out now. Like, look at that bad boy, man. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Looks well, doesn't it?
Get in. We might as well finish it up with that on, mate. But so when do you? I know you're saying like the longer the better, really. But when do you want to get back out? Ideally, are you talking the next 3-4 months? Is it? Yeah,
well, just whenever it comes. You know what I mean? Whenever. Really, it's like I said, I'll leave that decision down to my team. You know what I mean? Where I promised I would leave that decision down to my team, because I left it in their hands. You know. Do you know, it's like, it's mad because this fight here nearly never happened.
Right.
You know, through something what happened a couple of months before the fight. Mm-hmm. I was in like something what happened, and I ended up in hospital with a head injury. I was scarred about my head, concussion. I was concussed for a week, about two months before the fight or something. I was concussed badly, but behind what I didn't know, but Fano and Craig, they nearly never let the fight happen. But obviously, when the fight was announced for the date, we were hoping the date was going to get put back, and it didn't. And without me knowing, they were saying this fight's not happening, but I didn't know. So, but what they do, so I'd said, all right, I'll do it to let me. So I never really sparred for this fight. I'd done a couple of spars right at the very back end of the camp. But what they done was they promised me, right, you can train, and we'll see what you like, you spar, and then we'll pull you out if. But I end up. So, but as all this happened, like, and it was just sort of like, right, whatever happens after this fight, you've better, like, we're not going to be part of your team if you don't listen to us after this fight. The deal is you listen to us when you fight next. I think more was going to be was don't be fighting again, because I think like they were maybe thinking the worst. Do you get what I mean? Because of what like. So all the way through though, Fano was like sort of saying, because he said after, listen, he's not fighting here. And Craig said, look, but I've promised him we're going to let him have the spar. So it was like after, do you know what I mean, towards the back end. So once I'd sparred, and I was bang on my spar, I think it was sparred 2 or 3 times I sparred, and I was fucking on fire and mint. So we went ahead with the fight, but I didn't know the fight they nearly never let me fight.
See, do you know what's mad about that though? It does show what you said earlier on. It's not about doing more training.
No, exactly.
You sparred less than you ever have, effectively.
Yeah, exactly. So, obviously, throughout that, I've promised that I'll leave the fighting, that when we fight, where we fight, and who we take, that decision, I've promised I'll leave that down to them. So now I just let them tell me, you know, like, me pal, he'll get their phone calls about the fights and which ones was offered. And they might even have conversations where I don't know about, but obviously I'll just do the fighting. But I think now the fact like that I haven't, you know, listen, John hit me, you know, he caught me on the ear, he caught me in the, you know, and it just touch wood, you know what I mean? Everything's sound, but like I said, I feel I've got the best chin in the fucking BKFC.
Did the digs hurt?
They felt just the same as, like, they never shook me down to my boots, no. You know, like,
just like
I said,
a good punch.
Just he had, you know, I felt his power. Do you know what I mean? I felt his power. The man can hit. But I just feel like I've got a good chin. Do you know what I mean?
You have, haven't you?
Yeah.
Clearly, aye.
Still got a good chin. I think your chin can leave. Like, in time, you see good fighters in the pros and stuff. And, you know, they take all sorts, and then eventually the chin can go, but mine's still there, still strong.
How did you end up in hospital, like? Can you talk about it or not?
Yeah, no, not really. Just something happened, and it was like, I ended up in hospital, and I've got a big scar on the back of my head there. My head opened up like a coconut. And fucking.
Have you never told anyone that?
No, but we kept it very quiet because we didn't want it getting out. You know.
Yeah, in case the fight got pulled out. Or.
But behind closed doors to me even, I didn't realise until the other day when Craig had said to me, Fano had said, look at this, it's not happening. And Craig had said, well, but I've promised him, like, we're going to let him have this. So as far as what it was I was just going to train up until the first spar. They were still not going to let me fight, but the fact that I sparred, and I had a good I had a good spar. Then I had another good spar.
You kind of
proved
it.
That's all I proved and sort of let it go ahead.
It must have been a tough decision, that, because
tough for them, wouldn't it?
They're trying to protect you, but then you made saying, no, but I promised them I cannot, like.
Exactly, and I'm the fighter. I'm the sort of, you know, because they love me. You know what I mean? They wouldn't want to see me hurt, and it's just like, this is why. Fano was hell bent on me moving my feet and not taking shots, and it's just like, it's all played into, like, things happen for a reason. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, in all fairness, like, and I can do it without getting hit, without taking too much. You know, I've still got skill there, and I'm still got my speed there. I mean, do you know what I mean? My speed's still there, you know, and but I knew. You know, when he come in and said about the canvas, and fucking, I've just seen him moving there, so don't be giving no canvas excuse, you know what I mean? Like, deep down in, he'd been thinking, I don't want to see him fucking taking big shots. But in all fairness, why take big shots if you don't have to? If you can move your head and get out of the way of shots, and you can land them, win fights like that, that's the way to do it, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So that'll be that'll be my attitude going into my next fights. Do you know what I mean?
Well, on that note, mate, I hope the next podcast with you, you've got that gold belt in front of you. I'm sure you will have, mate. I kind of fucking wait
gold
for that.
Gold belt in front of me and no stitches, you know what I mean?
But, Foxy, thank you so much for coming on, mate.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
So you've made it to the end of the episode. Fair play. If you want to watch more episodes like this, click here.